Yeah, right. That's more what she looked like.
Who?
Laura Secord.
The woman who changed the course of North American history one summer night by walking 30 kilometers and a bit to warn the British commander about an American attack. So the story goes. So today I'm starting at the Laura Secord homestead and we're going to do the trail. There is an organization called Friends of Laura Secord and they have marked this trail and prepared a very useful step-by-step guide with maps. The museum isn't open, so I guess I'll get going. Start by the stone marker beside the main gate. Well, that will be it. A Defender and another one. You've got Defenders, I love them.
Oh, yes.
And this is the Queenston Height Monument. So this is probably a good place to tell you a few words about what happened and why I'm even here today. We're talking the War of 1812, which was an American invasion on Upper Canada, then a British colony. I mean, most wars are stupid and unnecessary in my opinion, but this one, like, really was. The original problem was money. The naval blockade of Europe that Britain imposed during the Napoleonic Wars. And also, Canada was thought an easy target, a matter of mere marching, President Madison announced. And you know, all Canadian historians are eternally grateful to him for it, because it's a beautiful quip, because of course it wasn't. It was the first time ever that Americans encountered the fact that not everybody in the world wants to be American and they're actually prepared to kill for it. Right, so this is York Road, and guess why it's called that? It's because Toronto at that time was York. Madison declared the war in 1812, by which time the British have actually lifted the naval blockade, but the news didn't get to Washington until much later, and by then it would have been awkward to say, oh, sorry guys, we didn't mean it, let's just take it back. By June 1813, this is the situation. The Americans are holding Fort George, which defended the western bank of Niagara River at the mouth of Lake Ontario, but nothing else. In fact, they've become prisoners inside the walls, very rarely daring to venture outside. So, according to the trail guide, this is an old railway bridge abutment. I think I'm pleased to get off the highway.
The British at this point were busy with Napoleon Bonaparte. They had few military resources to spare, so the defense of the Niagara Peninsula was left to few regular troops and to guerrilla fighters led by an Irishman, Edward Fitzgibbon.
A bit tricky in the long skirt. There we go. There you go. Some bits of it aren't quite so pretty. I guess Laura didn't have to do this. It's either from the right or from the left. And they say extensive corrosion from bikes. Not lying, are they? Right, end of stage one, the second longest of the trail. I'm just by the railway. It is very pretty with the bubbling brooks and such, but it is mosquito central, so don't be silly billies like me and don't forget the bug spray. Fitzgibbon's band of merry men were called the Black Boys. They didn't have much in the way of equipment, but they had the support of the locals. You must remember, this was loyalist country. The people who live here mainly fled from the American regime 25 years earlier. And this is where Laura and her walk enter the story. By June 1813, the Americans felt they really have to do something or they lose all their gains from the spring. And the British loyalists and the British forces in the area felt that now is the time to give them a push. And straight from those pastoral surroundings, there it is. This screaming tunnel. An original pass under the Grand Trunk Railway tracks. Oh, it smells. And not in a nice way. Yuck, 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 yuckity yuck. Ah!
Pending the arrival of regular reinforcements, Fitzgibbon set up headquarters at Deso Farm.
About 30 kilometers that way, maybe 20 odd by now.
It was at that point that Laura Secord somehow found out that the American attack was about to happen around the corner from where Fitzgibbon was.
So, on the night of June 22nd, 1813, she picked herself up and walked over there. Yeah, I know I said she somehow found out. I'll get back to it. Certainly out of the woods now. That will be quite pleasant right here. Right, so Uruk Road earlier on wasn't pleasant, but this is really dicing death. Kind of queasy. This is Welland Canal. It wasn't open till 1829, but this is the Uruk Road, and Welland Canal is just an upgraded river, so I don't know, maybe there was a crossing here at that point. People certainly like their cemeteries around here. So it appears I will now be following the old Welland Canal route that actually wasn't there when Laura walked. Well, this is pleasant. So this is the 12-mile creek. That means I must have done 12 miles from Niagara River by now. Tricky point in that version being that Laura did her walk on the night of the 22nd of June. So the latest she could have overheard it was dinner on the 22nd. The attack didn't happen till the 24th, and the orders weren't actually given until a day and a bit later. So the officers in her house couldn't have known. The theory proposed by Pierre Breton in his Flames Across the Border is that she actually knew about it from some neighbor. This was a country of mixed loyalties. She simply feared that her source might be tracked down and maybe even killed in revenge if she ever revealed their identity. Okay, end of stage 3. Promises to be really nice for a change. It looks like I'm on this road now for 4 kilometers, and that's the end of the stage. What did she look like? Well, we don't know, because all the portraits are later romanticized recreations. But at the time of the walk, she was 37, mother of 5, strong enough to drag a husband down a steep hill about 2 or 3 kilometers. So probably not the bell on the chocolate logo. So it's now back to its former self. I've tried to recreate what she might have worn. Were it not sunglasses, she probably wore a hat, but I don't have one. Dress. This is a short one, made for walking. If not for the boots, it would reveal my ankles. A button-up blouse, shirt sleeves didn't really happen until the 1920s or so, except in ball gowns, which is one item of clothing I'm pretty certain Laura Secord didn't own. But you're allowed to roll them up when it's hot. Some walking boots. She might have worn her husband's. Oh yeah, and contrary to what some of you might expect, not a corset. Soft stays. Empire dresses taken up just under the bust. Look that made pretty much every woman look heavily pregnant. Follow that trail. Oh, how it doesn't feel right. There we go, we've got a marquee. Nice. And this is the So power generating station. Hydro station. So far on this last stage, and I'm quite tired and dehydrated in a major fashion. The directions are completely messed up, so thank God for the trail markers. Pretty cool ledge. That's the trail. Whee! Really scenic up here. Shame the directions are so rubbish, I've got no idea where I am at the moment. Right, so the sun's setting. Sun would be rising on Laura by the time she got here. This is the tailgate channel, and I think this is the final turn and final approach. Let's see. So this is the DSO house where Fitzgibbon had his headquarters and where Laura came to deliver her message. It wasn't a fateful message because the attack didn't happen when she said, and when it happened 2 days later, it was Fitzgibbon's quick thinking and his Irish ability for a monumental bluff that won the day. But I guess the day was won, and so happy Canada Day, Canada. Well, just think about it. This could all be the not so very United States of America, and then where would we all be? Gremlin on the road.